Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Bridge. Playing today in day 3 of the 3-day Stars and Platinum Robot Individual event for May on BBO. Just wanted to briefly review the standings so far. Yesterday didn't do as badly as I thought. I mean, when I finished the event, it said I had a 51. Enough tables submitted scores lower than me that I got bumped up to a 53, so that's nice. Not nearly as good as session 1, where I had a 64 and was in 11th. But, I mean, still doing all right in the overalls, right? 46th out of 727. Does this, include... Yeah, did these people finish all the boards? They did. So... It's not like these are people who played in day 1 and then resigned. I think those people are not included in the stats. There are just a ton of people who get absolutely atrocious scores somehow. It's hard to believe. Do I know any of these people? I don't know a lot of people on BBO. Even if someone famous were here, I wouldn't know. All right. I don't think I had any particular boards to review. I don't really remember. Oh, yeah, except this one. I wanted to see... Yeah, I could have taken one more trick if I had, not fallen asleep. There was the spot where I played a low spade and successfully surprised myself by successfully finessing the jack. I expected West would probably have it, but it turned out he didn't. And then when I got back in, I thought the jack was gone already, or I didn't think about it at all. And I played the 10 of spades. And I guess I must have taken one trick after that because I still got to ruff a diamond. But if I played queen of spades, then I could play 10 of spades after that, West would ruff, and I'd get a spade and a heart instead of just a heart. So that cost me one trick. Which still would have been a below average board. Because more people managed an over trick somehow. Ruffing. Okay, is that what I did? I think so. Well, maybe not. I think I pitched, actually. I pitched a club, didn't I? Because I wanted West to stay on lead, maybe? I don't know. Queen of spades. Okay, that's a cool play. I like that. Since you know that finesse is losing. But why not just take the finesse you know is winning in hearts? This is so weird to me. It's not horrible, but it is kind of weird. It says the spade or the heart are both fine. Okay. And now West leads presumably a club. A spade. It's friendly. Now we take the heart hook? Yes. And how are we doing? 6? How do we... I guess... We're going to play a spade with West ruff. And eventually one of them will have to lead a diamond. And we'll get Dummy's queen of diamonds, right? I'm not sure about that. Okay, spade is played. Hitch a club, okay. Club to the ace. I'm still not seeing it, actually. Oh, no, of course. You just ruff... I see, you elope with your small heart. You ruff a diamond. I see. We're not going to score any club or diamond tricks. We're going to score an extra heart trick. Okay, good line. Anything else here that really needed review? I don't know, not really. Or maybe, but I don't know which ones. So on with today. It's another 16 boards of Just Declare. So the robots have bid the hands. And everyone's playing in the same contract, so you just want as many tricks as you can get. Or you want more tricks than as many tables as possible, which is not quite the same thing. Okay. Yeah, nobody overcalled. Do I need to unblock the clubs for some reason? I guess so. So I want to pitch a spade, right? So that I can eventually ruff a spade. So 3 clubs, spade to the king. And then, you know, or no, not a spade to the king, diamond to the king. Because if West has the ace, I might get to pitch my spade loser on a diamond. I guess that's not really true. It's only true if West has the ace of spades as well as the ace of diamonds, in which case I don't need to pitch my spade loser. Well, they might be able to draw all the trumps, right? Okay, so three clubs, pitching a spade. If I play a diamond, let's say West does have both aces. Then I might not get my spade ruff, because I might go queen of hearts, ace of hearts, small heart. I have 3 small spades here and king X there, but I can't ruff anything. In that case, it would be important that I could use the king of diamonds to pitch a spade. On the other hand, I might be unable to get to the king of diamonds if East has the ace of spades. So perhaps I should play a low club now, preserving the ace of clubs as an entry. But if I do that, it's possible that it goes club, diamond to the ace, and a spade through. But I guess with the king 10, I can't lose more than 2 spades in a hurry. Because I can cover an honor and play low, or play the 10 on a non-honor. So I can only take 2 spades quickly. I think it's I think it's a good idea, yeah, to preserve this ace of clubs as an entry. Just trying to avoid losing 3 spades. And there's a number of ways I could avoid losing 3 spades. Oh, uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh! I did not factor this one in. I should have cashed all the clubs, apparently. Oh, no, never mind. I'm good, I'm good. I thought it was going to go ace of spades, ace of hearts, spade through the 10. But apparently that's not happening for some reason. Who has the ace of hearts? If East, it's a weird switch. If West, you should have gone up with it. I don't know. I guess I could have put in the jack in case West had ace, queen, 9. But in that case, they could just play the ace. Yeah, if West has ace, queen, 9, there's nothing I can do to avoid losing 2 hearts. So maybe that's what's going on, is West has ace, queen, 9, and doesn't want to blow their heart trick by playing the ace, even though it would let them switch to a spade. That at least, like, is consistent. So if that's the case, then there would be no way to avoid losing 2 hearts. But I could maybe avoid losing any spades by playing a diamond, ruffed, a club, ruff a diamond, ruff a club, and then cash the 7 of diamonds? Or the 10, I guess? As long as I believe my read of the heart suit, it's free to try that. If I could be wrong about hearts, if hearts are actually 2-2, then I should switch. I should draw a trump. But I don't think hearts are 2-2. I think West has ace, queen, 9. Well, ace, queen remaining. So let's see if I can set up the diamond. I need West to follow to the last diamond, because if he overruffs, it's no good for me. Ah. Too bad. Oh. Too good? What's going on in hearts? Hello? I've been given a great gift. Thank you, West. You should have held me to 2. And I feel like it should have been easy. There were so many chances to do it. Although, actually, I guess, since West had the 9 of spades, winning the ace of hearts and putting a spade through wouldn't have helped. I could have played low, and would have, because West had led the jack earlier, suggesting that East has the queen. So play low, hope West has the 9. Turns out it would have worked. So I think West did well to play the 9 of hearts. But here, West needs to overrut and play a spade. And I'm not sure what made them think they didn't have to do that. Huh. Okay, well, great. I think that should be excellent. Right? Because we like definitely should lose more tricks than that. It's impossible to do as well as I did. Obviously, I won't be alone. There'll be some other tables who accidentally conned the defenders just like I did. But it wasn't I wasn't trying to con them. I had a legitimate line that would have worked on some layout other than the one that was actually there. And then by surprise, it actually worked even though it shouldn't have. Alright, so East is a passed hand, but doubles a heart. Okay. So, I have 19 points and dummy has 7. That's 26. The opponents have 14. East has, let's say, 10 or 11. So West has around a king. What can we do with this? I'm unlikely to be setting up hearts, because East, to make a double with below minimum values, or below opening values, rather, East really ought to be short in hearts. So West has 4. Probably. Perhaps even 5. So the hearts are not going to set up, realistically. So I should be looking for opportunities to take advantage of what I know about East. In particular, this means leading clubs, right? That's the most likely source of additional tricks. I get 3 spades and a heart is 4, 2 diamonds is 6. If I could take 3 clubs, that's 9. I could take at least 2 by winning the king of spades, club the king, crossing hearts, club the queen. Problem is the opponents might take several heart tricks after that. Although probably not. East probably has honor X, right? So the suit is blocked. Is there any danger in playing the 10 of spades, hoping that it could provide a second entry to dummy? Because really, I would prefer to lead clubs from the dummy 3 times, if I could. And maybe finesse East for the jack as well as the ace. But I think there is a danger in playing the 10, which is that quite likely East will produce the jack. And then, in order to get to dummy to start leading clubs, I would have to blow a second spade stopper or a first heart stopper, both of which I'd rather hang on to. So I think it's more prudent to win the first spade with the king and lead a club. The question is, do I finesse East for the jack or not? I probably should. Because even if I'm wrong, it's not too disastrous. It might not even cost a trick. No, it probably does, because West's going to be short in clubs. But odds are relatively high that East has the spade, both club honors, right? I mean, not only does the double show strength, it shows length in clubs, both of which indicate he might have the jack. Now, do I actually gain anything by finessing him for both of those? I do, right? Yeah, because let's say 9, jack, queen. Then I can lead up to the 10 and lead up, but I can't lead 3 times. So I guess it doesn't help to finesse for the jack. I should just play low to the king, low to the queen. plan to take 2 clubs that way and go down 1. Maybe diamonds could be 3-3, and I could produce a trick there. The other thing is, what if I just led the king of clubs and then finessed east for the jack twice? Does that do anything? It doesn't work, right? No. Because that way I could avoid using one of Dummy's entries too early. But I don't think it works. Finessing for the jack is just not going anywhere. I can only produce 2 tricks that way. Well, but I'm only producing 2 tricks the other way too, right? Low to the king, low to the queen. So I could play the king and then finesse once for the jack. That's true. And that means I don't have to voluntarily blow a major suit stopper yet. I can win with the queen in hand at trick 1 and then lead a club. And that might give me more time to try ducking a diamond. Okay, I think that's reasonable. I hate seeing the 8, because who knows, that might be from 8 jack, right? Okay, it was 8 jack. What a loser. I could play low to the king and whatever. The good news is I'm still taking 2 clubs. But I could have taken 3 as it turns out. Assuming West has only 2, it might be that the suit was 3-3. And then I could have taken 3 clubs a different way, I guess. So lose a diamond, lose 1 spade, presumably. And then a red suit, no spade. I'm not going to get to take the red suit squeeze. Yeah, so I could have dropped the jack. I think I was right to finesse. Was I? I mean, I could have played the king and then just low to the 9, force out the jack. If I only want 2 tricks. But I had dreams that I could maybe get 3 tricks if, like, West's holding were 8-7 doubleton. So, I don't know. I think it was right. So, they've done well not to cash the spade. Because now I have too many losers to try a squeeze. There's not some 2-loser squeeze here, is there? I mean, yes. If a single player had 4 diamonds originally and 4 hearts originally, then they couldn't come down to 3 and 3 at this stage. They'd only be able to keep 2 and 3. If they kept 2 diamonds, I could cash that suit. If they kept 2 hearts, I could duck a heart and then cash hearts. The problem is, I don't think that's what's happened. Well, what's going on in spades? They both have 4, right? So why didn't they cash one? I don't know. West pitched a diamond and is the person most likely to have been long in diamonds. Maybe they did have 3 or 4. In which case, they're now out. Yeah, I mean, maybe they pitched a diamond because they really needed to hang on to their hearts on a club? Spade? I don't know. I see. So West started with 5 diamonds. And still has 2 left. And presumably 2 hearts. How can they only have 2 hearts? What is East's double? East had 1 diamond. 4-4 in the black suits. And 4 hearts? Very strange. Is there any way I could get something by losing a heart here? I don't think so. And if East has 5 spades, I would be in real trouble. Yeah. I guess I don't know. I could play Jack of Hearts to the ace. I don't think that's doing anything, but I may as well. Okay, down 1. Could have guessed the clubs better. I don't know that I should have. I don't know. It depends on how much you believe West playing the 8 of clubs to be their smallest. I think from like 8-7 Doubleton, West should play randomly. Is that like then a restricted choice thing where I shouldn't assume West has 8-7 Doubleton? I guess sort of. But still, like, I don't know. I assume this is a bad result because some people will get the clubs right. Like, if you just play the king from dummy at trick 1, club to the king, cross in hearts, club to the queen, it turns out the jack drops. And the opponents can only cash 3 hearts plus a club. So that was like the most obvious line I was considering at the beginning, and I eventually decided against it. But I imagine a number of people did take that line or rewarded with the jack dropping, and then they can play low to the 9 to set up a 3rd club. What fresh hell is this? Can we call a doctor? Like, did the player I took over from have a stroke? Okay, you can downgrade your 18 points to 1-0. I don't mind. It seems like a good choice, honestly. But then to bid 3-0 here is psychotic. It just doesn't mean anything. Okay, well, you know. It's not my job to judge the north-south bidding. I have to instead analyze the east-west bidding and figure out what... Well, I mean, you do sort of need to think about your own bidding because it affects what the defenders will think. My bid doesn't really mean anything, so I don't know what they're going to think. But sometimes, like, the fact that I've showed a heart singleton might influence how the opponents would defend, right? And so you do have to think about that. Anyway, on this hand, I guess I'll just play a low club and then a spade. If a heart switch comes back, which is what I'm most worried about, I'm still okay, because if it's low, I can play low, and then they can't attack them again from the west side. And if it's an honor, I can cover? That's a little dangerous. If it's an honor, I can play the ace? Yeah, okay. Club, fine. So at this point, there's really no reason not to take the heart finesse, I think. Well, that's not true. There are reasons. I don't know if they're good ones. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'll put in the queen. Like, I was going to take this finesse myself eventually anyway. If I play the ace, I kind of mess up my timing for a red suit throw in at the end, I think. And low is just sort of... I mean... It's not the worst play I've ever seen. It might even be good, but I don't think so. Okay. So now what we'd like to do is cash all the spades and hope that the opponents discard a bunch of clubs and hearts so that I could cash the club, ace of hearts, exit a heart, and make them lead diamonds for me. We'll see how that goes. But we definitely want to pay attention to the opponent's counts here. So East had 4 spades. West has pitched a diamond. And a club. And a second club. So there's only 1 club left, which means I can certainly afford to cash this. Okay. So East had 4 spades and 2 clubs. West had 5 clubs and 1 spade. So they both have equal length in the red suits in total. But not necessarily like... They might have equal length in each red suit as well, I think. Am I stupid? No. I'm missing 7 of each suit, so they can't have the same length in each. But the important thing is they've each pitched a diamond, and none of them have pitched a heart. So if I played Ace of Hearts heart, very likely whoever won that trick could cash a heart. Right? One of them has 4, and they are very likely to be able to unblock. So I couldn't trick them into leading a diamond for me. So I should lead a diamond. And they both had equal length in the black suits. Therefore, I can't really infer anything about which one of them is more likely to be long in diamonds from that. The smallest modicum of information I have is that they didn't overcall over 1 no. And they were both in slightly different positions to overcall, so that might influence what hands I know they don't have. Like, East had 4 spades. And it seems the hearts are 4-3. So there's really no holding that East would have overcalled with. But maybe West might have overcalled. No, not really. Well, the robots do sometimes overcall with 4 of a major and 5 of a minor. They bid, like, even though they're playing Hamilton, they bid 2 hearts, showing hearts and a minor. But, like, joke's on you, the hearts are only 4 cards. So, given that West didn't make such a call, does that tell me something? I don't think so, because West has shown up with, like, no points at all. Right? East had the Ace of Hearts, spades, the King of Clubs, and the King of Hearts. So I just think, like, if East had the Queen of Diamonds, maybe they would have taken a call. Maybe. I don't think it's super likely they would have, but they might have. And so let's say, since they didn't make a call, they're less likely to have the Queen of Diamonds, and we'll play West for it. Wrong. All right. Down 1. Sorry, partner. Again. Oh, no, I made it? Just kidding? I guess I forgot how many tricks I had. It doesn't really matter. I was just playing for maximum tricks. Yes, sure. I did indeed make 9 tricks. I'm unsorry, partner. I'm a little sorry I didn't make more. And I mean, if I had tried for the end play, it might well have worked. At this spot here. If I played the 7 of Hearts, how likely is East really to play the King? Not very, right? And if he doesn't, Ace of Hearts heart end plays him. But I don't know that that's going to work. It might be that East had 4-4, 3-2, and could just cash the 2 hearts. Giving up my option to take the diamond finesse. I don't know. There definitely is a play that would have worked better than mine. I can't tell you whether it was actually a better play or not. One knock-in. Oh, no, sorry. I was thinking 2-no showed the minors, and that South was disrespecting it by bidding hearts, but no. South Of course, North showed hearts and clubs, and I picked hearts. That's fine. Yeah. Good lead. Bad lead. Happy to see it. Diamond? No, of course not. So West has shown up with 2 aces and opened a diamond. We can reasonably infer that West holds the king of diamonds, probably. But even so, that's barely enough to open. We could hope that West has the king of clubs low to the queen here. It's not guaranteed, though. West could have like ace, ace, king, jack. That's a perfectly fine opener. But it's likely, I would say. Because West kind of has to have one of these 2 cards. The jack of diamonds and the king of clubs. And really, it's more like 2 out of 3. Because it could be that actually East has the king of diamonds. Then West definitely has the king of clubs and the jack of diamonds. So a club to the queen is odds on to succeed. But if it loses, it's quite a disaster because East can switch to a heart and I don't get a lot of ruffs. I think you just do it anyway, right? I don't need to cash this ace of diamonds yet, so I won't. I think that's true. Yeah. It might be a useful stopper or something so I don't get tapped out in the north hand. I don't know. Okay, good. Now, I actually... Often when you're cross-ruffing, you don't want to cash the ace. You want to, like, ruff, and then you have the ace left at the end when the opponents are out of trump to finish setting up the suit. Here, though, I don't know how many ruffs I need. And that's important because I don't have that many entries to the north hand. If clubs are 3-3, I want to know so that I can just cross in hearts and cash out. And if clubs are 4-2, fine, I'll take some more ruffs. But I can't, I have to find out now. They're 4-2. Okay. Don't you dare ruff this. Good. Thank you. Because if he said pitch the diamond and then ruff the diamond, I'd be pretty embarrassed by not having cashed the ace first. Okay, so I guess if the hearts are 3-2, I still get to enjoy the long club. I suspect they're not. I think West's ace was a singleton. Yeah. All right, making 4, pretty reasonable. It probably was right to cash the ace of diamonds earlier. I didn't think about the fact that East would get to pitch something on the club, and if he only had 3 minor suit cards, it could have been bad for me. I like this heart lead. Why is it being made? North overcalled that suit. Interesting. I don't know. 6? Good. I don't think you're supposed to unblock here because they can always cross in spades. I guess this shift is getting them a ruff. But I can decline to play the king? Yeah, like why play the king and let it get roughed? I'm going to have to play the king soon, because I don't want to be forced to rough myself, unless East is also roughing. But I don't want to go king, queen, king, ace, small. Sorry, queen, king, rough, small. Heart rough. That would be sad. So I play low here to force them to choose whether to, like, they're obviously they're going to not rough, but they could rough and give their partner a heart rough. Assuming the hearts are, I mean, I don't know. I guess it's not that likely the hearts are 6-1, but they could be. I just don't want East on lead. And I'm certain the king is going to get roughed if I play it now, so why bother? I guess whether I play it next trick is more interesting. Because I could duck and rough, right? This is the kind of thing you're supposed to do sometimes. If I had more trumps in the north hand, I'd be thrilled. Duck, rough, 4 rounds of trump ending in dummy, king of diamonds, hearts, right? Like, that would be great. But probably East has 4 spades on this auction, maybe even more. And so if I have to take a rough in the south hand while East isn't roughing, it's quite bad for me. So I think we play the king here. Actually, do I not rough that when East roughs in? I don't think that's a good idea. Yeah, there's the rough. So if I rough this, then 2 spades, king of hearts, 3rd spade, hearts. I'm looking good unless East. Well, unless either player still, after this trick, has 4 spades, which is possible. But I could pitch a club here, and what exactly can happen to me that's bad if I do that? I can't think of anything. Like, except East returning a heart for West to rough. That would be bad. That would be très bad. What is French for bad? Mal? I don't speak French. Yeah, that would be very bad. And not impossible, I think. That would give East 6 hearts, which is a lot. Ace 6th of hearts. Didn't open 2 hearts, huh? And we're also assuming they have, like, 4 spades. And 1 diamond. That would be 2 clubs. Leaving West with, like, 2, 1, 4, 6. It's possible. Wasn't West's heart lead the 2? That looks a lot like a singleton. But it could just be 3. If West's shape is like 2, 3, 6, 2, seems very possible. If East does have 5 spades, is pitching here even helping me? I think it isn't, actually. Because I still won't be able to draw trump ending in dummy. Yeah, I'll be having trump problems no matter what I do. Okay, I guess I'll rough. There's only 1 left. Hopefully West can't rough this. Ah! It's fine. Because now I have a club rough in the dummy. And what's West going to do? He has to... I guess, yes, that's true. I don't get to take a club finesse, but at least I get a club rough. This is not the end of the world. Trump or 3-3. So I could have just drawn the last trump. But then the hearts would have been blocked. So... If I rough this, I lose a club, and that's it. If I pitch, I lose 2 clubs for no reason. Okay, yep. Glad I thought that through. No reason to do that. All right, making 2. Well, I'm glad I didn't play the king on the first diamond. That would indeed have been a blunder. Or this, obviously on the first under the ace, a real blunder. But I mean, when the queen came back, it says it's fine. I guess that's true. They get the 1 rough in each red suit, which is the same as they got anyway. Yeah, nothing you can do here. And in fact, drawing the last trump would have been a problem. Okay. I had hoped for more tricks, but I got as many as I could. That's all you can really ask for. Well, you can ask for more than you could get, I suppose. The robots do give that away sometimes, just like any human defender does sometimes. West has competed vigorously, showing diamonds and then just reminding everybody he had an overcall, but expressing no further information. Okay, King of Diamonds looks pretty likely to be onside. I don't appear to have any need to rough anything in dummy, so it's looking quite appealing to draw trump and then lead a diamond to the king. Or 10? Well, if West had ace, queen, jack, and I played low to the 10, that would be 2 tricks. But if West has ace, queen, jack, he won't let me play low to the 10. He'll stick in the jack, right? I'll play the king, and then I'll lead low to the 10. He'll play the ace, and I can't lead up to the 10 again. So I still only have 1 trick. So I don't see a very good reason to play low to the 10. And then we'll try to produce a third or a 4th spade trick, maybe somehow. Like, obviously the suit could split, the jack could fall, there could be a black suit squeeze. They might be end played into giving me a diamond or something. I don't know. But the overall plan of draw trump, lead a diamond to the king seems pretty unassailable. The biggest problem, actually, is what the heck do I pitch from dummy? Diamonds? I do like this last diamond as a potential threat against West. But I think the clubs are more valuable. And the spades, obviously, are not something to be parted with. Wow, West only had 5 diamonds. Right, because the double doesn't mean anything. Very funny. Okay, so we know West's holding was ace, queen, 5th of diamonds. 2 small hearts. And for some reason pitched a spade. Unlikely to have 4 spades then, especially given the early pitch. But East could have 4 spades and club cards. So I think I play a club here. Oh, I'm in the dummy. Oh, I don't want to be there. Can I afford to play a spade? I think so. Spade to the ace, club. No, not really. I don't want to just duck a club, though. Pretty lame. But I guess it's the best I've got. Oh, I also don't want to have to pitch here. So the squeeze is only working if East has 5 clubs. Okay. They've both pitched a spade, though. It's looking good. Good. There's only 2 spades left, I claim. Oh, the spades were 3-3. Okay. So, I mean, everyone and their mother is going to get 11 tricks there, right? Could you get 12 somehow? If you cash out the spades, there's almost a minor suit squeeze against West, but I don't think there actually is. Well, no. The ace of clubs is in the way. And there's no entry to the north hand in diamonds. I don't think you can do it. Okay, we're in 3 hearts. East didn't bid 2 spades directly, but did balance with it. Interesting, given that the opponents have 9 spades, that they weren't bidding more vigorously. It's going to be a tough contract to make. Got to lose a club, a spade, a heart, and a diamond at least. And you might very well lose 2 hearts or 2 diamonds. That would be going down. Setting up the clubs would not accomplish anything. Because you have no useful pitches. Ugh. What? How do I avoid losing 2 hearts? Given that West is short in hearts, finessing, leading low to the 10 to try to drop the jack is unlikely. I mean, I guess not that. What does this delayed raise mean is what I want to know. Does East have a 3-card support with a bad hand and West wasn't good enough to bid 2 spades? Sort of seems unlikely, right? Because our hands aren't very good. One of them must have a good hand, and if East has 3 spades and a good hand, he could bid 2 spades. And if West has 6 spades and a good hand, he could bid 2 spades. So I think West has 5 spades and East has 4, which means East's hand is quite poor to not bid 2 spades directly with 4-card support. So we could hope maybe that East has like Jack third of hearts, so we can play low to the king and then drop the ace. And then also that East has a diamond on her. That sort of fits with this kind of bid, I think. Okay, let's try that. Good news. I hope it's... No, it isn't singleton, because East wouldn't have played the 9. So it's ace-x or ace-jack doubleton, I guess. Or ace-jack third. A human wouldn't go up with the ace holding ace-jack third, but the robot can see that we have the finesse available, and so there's no point. Okay. Queen first. Ace-jack doubleton. Okay, yep. Pretty normal to go up then, I guess. So now, I mean, East almost has to have 1 diamond on her, right? Important to lead the 8 here, by the way, I should mention. I think we have enough entries that it wouldn't ultimately matter. But if you let the jack play low from hand, you won't have anything left in... You won't have a way to stay on lead the next time you lead the suit. It's fine because we can rough the fourth diamond, but as a general principle, leading the jack here would be a mistake because it blocks the suit for the second finesse. You could play jack and then unblock 9, but then you've thrown away an honor that you might actually need. So running the 8 is the correct play. All right. I'll lose a club, I guess. I mean, I'll play it out. Maybe there's some way they fail to take a club, but it's hard to imagine. Nine? Unlucky. Well, it's too bad West had Ace Jack Doubleton. I would have preferred for him to have Ace Doubleton because then my play of Low to the King might be enough to stand out a bit from the crowd. But when West has to fly in with the ace, it's like, well, what are you going to do? And even players who won trick 1 with the ace and played a low heart to the queen, which makes sense if you're planning to finesse West for Ace Jack X, but would be bad if West had Ace Doubleton. Even those players aren't punished because West has Ace Jack tight, and like you just can't get it wrong. Oh well. So it should be a pretty normal result, maybe a small plus. How am I in 3 hearts? This hand sucks ass. I must have overcalled a heart and partner raised to 3. Yeah, okay. Well, great. Let's just try to pay. Let's hang on tight, I guess. And try to pay some attention to who has which honors. And that might help me guess what to do in clubs. So East has turned up, West has turned up with the ace and I assume jack of spades. And East has everything else. Yep. And they're making me guess the clubs right away. What a sick player. All right, so East had ace, king, ace. Or was it king? I've already forgotten in spades. East had one of them and West had the other. So that about is the same, really. It's very difficult to guess here. Like, I think West would probably not underlead an ace here, maybe. But how would you really underlead a queen? You probably would, with those 2 good diamonds staring at you in dummy. The queen being like a stopper in the 3rd round of the suit is not that important. Okay. I think probably East just has both, but okay, great. West has the queen. Don't appreciate this. Yeah, now they might get me to. They got me to rough too high. And now I might genuinely have a trump problem. I hate it. I roughed high too soon? Yeah, apparently. I don't know. I guess I wasn't paying enough attention to the diamond spots. Maybe West's lead indicated 3 instead of 2. Against real players, I pay more attention to the spots. Against the robots, I don't pay as much as I perhaps should. Oh, boy. I mean... God, just kill me. And the suit was 2-2, so I could have roughed high again. Oh, jeez. That's going to be pretty bad. Yeah, West very honestly told me 3 and then 8. You know, if I'd believed him, I could have roughed low on the first one, or at least with the 8. Oh, that was my lowest one. I also, you know what I maybe could have done? Lead a club to the king so you can lead trump from dummy. But I didn't know which opponent had the ace, right? On the auction, it really could have been either of them. The idea would be if East has the ace. But okay, here's the point. The point is, if East has the ace of hearts, it's important to lead through it so that he has to rise in order to give his partner a diamond ruff. And that will cost them some time and mean I can ruff high more safely. If West has the ace of hearts, there's nothing harmful he can do when he gets in the lead. So I don't need to lead through him. Yes, I see. So at this point here, after I already ruffed with the king, I should play a club. And then a heart. If East wins the ace, no problem. I'll ruff high, then play the 10, then play the jack. If East ducks, no problem. I'll win the queen and play low to the jack. And if West has the ace, I'll play the queen. West wins, and again, no problem. I don't care what West leads. He can't do me any harm. Yes, this was an error. The ruff high in diamonds on the third diamond actually was prudent. Because, well, I don't know about that. In case West has led misleadingly, it's not unreasonable to ruff high. Against, if it were a human who I could trust to have made a normal lead, you should ruff low here. But ruffing high against a robot, I think, is still reasonable, even if I had been counting more carefully. But it's only good because I can lead a heart through East. And then I didn't do that. And I gave myself a real problem. I also could have thought more about high card points. East opened a diamond and seems to have a reasonably balanced hand. I think I could have come to the conclusion that East has 18 to 19 balance, and I didn't even think about it. So yeah, a lot of mistakes on that hand. A deserved bad score. Huh. Well, this is not great. We need... I mean, we have 3 losers, right? A club and up to 2 hearts. And we can get rid of the club loser with a diamond finesse or a club finesse. But you have to pick one. And in hearts, you can, like, take multiple finesses. I think it's not super likely that West is leading from King Jack on this auction. So probably East has the Queen of Ace. Not the 2 I can see here, the other one, the King of Diamonds. So I could play the Ace here. And immediately run the 10 of Hearts? I think. And then when they if they switch to clubs, I'll have to take the finesse there. I don't think there's any big end play idea. You can't use the clubs to pitch any hearts except for your likely heart winner. I guess if hearts are 4-1, the last one might... If hearts are 4-1 and East has the King Jack, you have a heart loser to get rid of. But to do that, you would need to find West with the King and 10 of clubs. I don't know. Just play the Ace here and see if something better happens. See if something undeserved and good happens. Okay, so we got rid of one of the heart losers. So now we've got really quite a fighting chance, right? Although I think the only thing to do is take the club finesse. The minor suit squeeze doesn't work. For the same reason the other squeeze I talked about a little while ago doesn't work. The ace of clubs is in the way. And you don't have a diamond entry. Very funny. Those were the same two conditions in the same two suits that were a problem. Okay. Well, let's draw trump. East pitched a club and then a diamond. I mean, I don't think it matters what East is doing because I'm just never doing anything but taking the club finesse. But no harm in putting it off. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's nothing to do here. All right. And the diamond finesse was wrong. Mm-hmm. Now, the funny thing is, if West had just led spades and spades and spades every time they got in, I don't know. I have to get the dummy somehow to take the heart finesse. I guess I don't. Double dummy, I could lay down the ace and then duck. But if West never led a minor, or if trick 1 he didn't lead a minor, and then trick 2 he didn't lead diamonds, there actually is a squeeze that works? No. Yes. Here, I'll show you. Just out of interest. Not that this would be like a genius line to play or anything, but it does work. So let's suppose, as I said, that West leads a spade. Passive lead, why not? Probably shouldn't be the 10. And I, genius player that I am, correctly guess what to do in hearts without ever using a minor suit entry. I play ace of hearts. West definitely should not unblock. That would ruin the king. So West plays low. And then I play a low heart. At this point, West has to play a diamond. Right? Yes. Watch what happens if he plays a club instead. I can go up with the ace. And cash the hearts. Being careful to unblock the 10 here, right? That is actually required? No. Right, so I can pitch the other one on a spade. Okay. But so West's cards don't really matter. And as we cash all of these spades pitching clubs, West is going to have a problem on the very last pitch. These pitches have been fine. King X of diamonds over the dummy, King of clubs over the dummy. But now on the last spade, I can pitch dummy's Queen of clubs, and East doesn't have the same luxury. He has to protect my jack. Then if he bears the diamond, I can drop the diamond king, and if he pitches the King of clubs, I can cash the Jack of clubs. That doesn't work if at the juncture I mentioned, West shifts to a diamond. Because you need the ace of diamonds. Because in clubs, South has a threat. But in diamonds, the threat is only in North. And keeping entries together with threats is often important in squeezes. In this line, suppose we try something similar. Cash the hearts. Unblocking. East only needs one diamond, so this is fine. And now East is about to be squeezed. If I could make him play before North, he would be squeezed. But North has to pitch first, and East just unguards whatever North throws away. And my club threat, I can pitch the club, and East can say, oh, that's fine, I'll pitch a club too. Now, my Jack of clubs is a winner. Congratulations. But I can't get to it. I'm stuck in dummy and have to lose to the King of diamonds. So Anyway, just kind of an interesting thing that could have happened. That's a way you could make this slam, despite both minus two kings being offside, and having to lose a heart. But I don't think that's the way that you would play it, even if West made those unusual leads that made it possible. One no, West shows some suit, which apparently is diamonds. And North drops us in spades. Okay. Well, I guess you play ace of spades, spade. Not much other choice. Okay. Nice to see the king. Means we're not losing two trumps, but we are still losing one. But I don't think I want to play it now, do I? Because what if West has, like, king, queen, x of clubs and the ace of spade, hearts, right? Let's suppose West's hand is, like, stiff king, ace, third, king, queen, sixth, king, queen, x. That's possible, right? And in that situation, he will be end played. Whoa! That's not what I thought was going to happen. Is West's suit actually clubs? And he just led a diamond because he had the king queen? My idea was if West, let's suppose West has the top two clubs here, we can exit a club, and then he can cash a couple clubs and a diamond if he wants, but if he plays another minor suit card, I can pitch a heart from dummy and rough in hand. Or more likely, I guess, East would rough, and I would... Actually, that doesn't work. I guess the rough stuff in clubs would not be as helpful to me as it looks. But this king of clubs has thrown me for a loop. I don't understand what's happening in clubs. But it does look like the throw-in is not going to work one way or another. So I guess I'll just draw a trump and make sure East doesn't get two trump tricks. And I guess, okay, sure. Now I can exit and it's perfectly safe. The same end play potential still exists. I don't think it's going to work, but it's harmless, right? If West had, like, now that they've drawn Trump, there's, like, no way I'm ever going to get a rough slough, of course. But if West had had all the winners and been unable to get to East's hand to draw Trump, maybe some end play could have happened. Okay. Unsurprisingly, the king loses to the ace, and we go down one. Okay, and there was nothing I could do. So what the hell is going on? West did have diamonds. Okay, East just had all the clubs. Sure. Or all the club honors, so he could afford the king. Yes, that was sort of what I imagined. When I saw the king, I said, okay, that's probably what's happening. But maybe not. It doesn't matter because there's not much I can do about it. No matter any holding where East plays the king here, the end play is not working. Because I needed West to have like the king and queen and jack. And East demonstrably had the king. Okay, well, nothing to do here. Right? Yep. Down one all day long. Two hearts. East doesn't raise, but does balance. Okay. I'd like to get these clubs set up soon. Do I play that before or after spades? It feels quite dangerous to do it before spades, because West could quite possibly get a ruff. But if I go after spades first, there could be some serious trump control problems. Also, after losing the finesse, they might still get a club ruff. Also, they might switch to diamonds. I guess that would be fine. There are some hands like this where, let's say, control of the heart suit was the most important thing. Like, let's say the clubs were running. I didn't need to lose a trick to set them up. I just needed to make sure I don't get blown up in hearts. And, like, let's say the south hand... No, I don't know. Whatever. There are some hands like this where you should duck the heart. Being willing to lose a trick now, so that you... Like, if dummy only had 2 spades or something, you would want to make sure that you can... If they continue hearts, you say, fine, I'll just ruff with dummy's short trumps, doesn't bother me. And if they switch, you say, great, my ace is still a stopper. It's important to preserve the ace as a stopper post-trumps in some situations. Whereas if you had played the ace, they could wait until you'd drawn 2 trumps and then switch back to hearts, and now you can't ruff anymore. But with 4 trump and dummy, I don't think that's a concern. Ooh, that king was played so quickly, I was worried it was singleton. Okay, the spades are coming in. And I am in no rush to draw the last trump, because I can always ruff hearts with it. Gotcha. Yeah, let's ruff this, I guess. Wait, am I stupid? Oh, no. No, because we know... I'm stupid! Oh, man. I shouldn't have ruffed this last one. Because East can win the ace now, and he can't cash a heart, but he can play a diamond. And then I can't get the dummy's clubs anymore. Oh. But I still get one of dummy's clubs. And I think that's the same as, like, one of dummy's clubs and the ace of spades, I think is the same as 2 clubs and not getting a ruff. I think it's fine. Is it fine? I'm not actually getting this club. No, I think I made a boo-boo. I needed to draw trump and then play the club. Yeah, gave up a trick here. Yeah, oops, no, show me the current hand, please. This ruff was fine. But once this club lived, I should have drawn trump. Yes. Actually, it says a club is fine. Oh, but I played a heart. Right. Yes. That's a problem. I gave myself trump control issues. Yes. I forgot that this would leave me cut off from dummy's clubs. Very, very short-sighted. Huh, a lot of potential tricks. I could take 18 tricks. Everything breaks. That would be nice. um, I think you just like start unblocking things and taking tricks. If every suit breaks badly, how many tricks do I have? 3 spades and 3 hearts is 6. A club is 7. 3 diamonds is 10. So I need one suit to provide 2 more tricks to make the contract, or 3 more tricks. Well, the only suit that could provide 3 more tricks would be spades. So if the spades break, I'm taking all the tricks. If spades don't break and one of the red suits breaks, I have 12 tricks. If none of the suits break, I only have 10, and then I'm just toast. There's very little I can do. You could imagine, I think, that at imps, where making the contract is paramount, that maybe it could be right to duck trick 1. Because if the spades split badly and only one red suit splits well, you have 12 tricks, and you want to have lost your 1 trick to rectify the count for a squeeze in the other 2 suits. I don't think that really works. At match points, it seems like a terrible idea, because you very likely can take 13 tricks here. But if you really needed to make sure you could make at least 12, maybe you could duck this, and then like if the hearts come in for 5 tricks, you would have a spade diamond squeeze. You can't have a spade heart squeeze because there's no entries. So yeah, I guess at imps it might very well be right to duck here. I think in fact it would. But we're not playing imps, we're playing match points. We want to make 7. So we win the ace. Unblock the hearts first, because I have plenty of entries back to the north hand, but not so many to the south. Now unblock the spades. There's something I didn't consider. The hearts could produce 4 tricks. Not 3 and not 5. Okay, interesting. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Well, oh, right. In imps, right. If one of the suits does provide a bunch of tricks, if one of the red suits does provide 5 tricks, you have 12 already, so ducking the club doesn't matter. So it would actually be in a situation like this one, where ducking could actually matter. If the hearts provide 4 tricks, and neither spades nor diamonds break, but you can squeeze out because they're both in the same hand. Interesting. Okay, so East has a heart stopper. I should follow suit. Okay, East has the diamonds, so I can claim here. Cash spades. Wow, the spades didn't break either. Spades pitching hearts, and then just the diamond. East pitched one, so the jack shows up for free, but if he hadn't, the finesse was marked anyway. Huh. Yeah? Actually very close to being the kind of hand where ducking trick 1 matters. Because if obviously you can't like just reverse the minors, because that would give one player a 15 card hand and the other player an 11 card hand. But you could reverse the diamonds, and give East 3 of West's clubs. And then you actually do need to duck trick 1. That's pretty cool. I think that's true. Let me actually, I don't do this a lot. Let me, I do often go look at things in the computer, but I don't usually bother to edit the hands. Which I'm going to do here, just to confirm that indeed that is. So say I edited this, and from West, I take away 3 small clubs. From East, 3 diamonds in exchange for the clubs. West gets the diamonds back. Done. Okay, you guys can't see the whole thing at once, but I'm going to say analyze South playing no trump. It says you can make 6. And if West leads a club, I think in this situation you have to duck. Right? Nope, you have to win. Oh, God, this game. Sorry, bumped the mic there. Why do you have to win? You have 3 spades. You have 3 tricks in each suit is 9, plus the ace of clubs is 10. Is the issue that West has trouble finding 2 pitches on the hearts? I think it is. Yeah, so he ends up having to pitch the last club, and you actually don't lose a club. Heart, spade, and you cash hearts, pitching, I guess, at 1 club. West clearly can't pitch spades or diamonds. That would be a disaster, right? So he pitches clubs. And then he has to let go of the last club. And then you throw him in diamonds. Or in spades, rather. Throw him in spades to lead a diamond. Ta-da! So why is it that an actual normal squeeze doesn't work if you duck this? We have sufficient entries in diamonds. It seems like there should be... Oh, it's because West can shift to a spade? Yes. That way you can't unblock the hearts to cash the... You can't unblock hearts, then cross the ace of spades. You have to unblock hearts and cross the queen of diamonds. But you can't afford to do that because that messes up the entries for the squeeze. I see. Neat. Okay, next hand. Yeah, that's an important lesson, is, I guess, if you could duck a trick for a normal squeeze, but one of the stoppers in that potential squeeze is vulnerable, you can probably afford to win the trick and then play it as a throw-in, a strip squeeze at the end. And especially consider that if there's actually a shift they could make that could kill you when you try to duck a trick. It didn't occur to me, but yeah, there is one there. Okay, so this auction has been exciting. East overcalled 2 clubs, and then the double of 3 clubs doesn't really mean anything. East double of spades, apparently, Finally confessing to having a good hand and probably some spades. This queen looks kind of singleton to me. Good news is, the club finesse should be working. As well as something in hearts. Low to the jack, hopefully. I kind of want to just elope with these spades if I can. Like club to queen, ace of clubs, club ruff. I don't think I'm going to succeed in setting up any red suits. I just want to steal my spades. Maybe that's too pessimistic. I don't know. The defense apparently don't think I'm doing it right. You don't have any diamonds at all? Really? And you had another spade? The 8? What the hell? Oh, this is very strange. What is happening? I don't know. I think I should cash the King of Hearts. I don't think there's any universe where I get to enjoy two heart tricks by leaving low to the jack and then the king. So let's just hope I get to enjoy the king here. Okay. Like, yeah, the queen is there, but if I tried playing a diamond, West would get to pitch a heart and then I guess get a ruff. West is the one with all the spades. I never would have guessed on this auction. I think down one should be pretty good. Oh, maybe. No, yeah, no, I don't. I don't think. Well, first of all, did I have a chance here? No. But at this point, I ruffed, thinking surely East would overruff, but then he didn't. Yeah, and it says the diamond would be a problem. East would win and let West pitch all his hearts, so don't do that. You gotta just play a heart. And then West apparently gets end played in spades. I had no idea that's what I was doing. This is not the layout I imagined. East double is just like, oh, I have a decent hand. And West, for some reason, I don't know. This auction is terrible. Double showing clubs, huh? All right, well, let's follow suit a couple times and see what happens before we think too hard. Really? Really? What does this tell me? So I thought it was going to go King of Spades, Ace of Spades, Spade Ruff. I think they could have done that, but didn't know they could do it. What do I do now? I don't want to rough in the north hand. They're trying to make me do that so that it's hard to catch all those diamonds. I mean, you could try a cross ruff of some kind. I don't think it's a very good idea. Like, pitch a spade, ruff a club, ace of diamonds, rough diamond. Like, that's just not going to work very well, is it? Maybe. My hearts are pretty high. Maybe you could do something like that. But I think what I'd rather do is pitch a spade, win, 9 of diamonds. Ducked? And then all of dummy's diamonds are winning. If the queen wins, and if the 9 wins, great. They're probably high-ish. We might lose a heart. Yeah, I think I'm going to try that. I suppose, okay, you could also play 9 of diamonds to the ace and then run the jack on the way back, right? Playing east to have the queen rather than west. I think west has like 2 spades. Maybe just 1. Maybe that's why they didn't continue, is east actually has 5 spades and west didn't have any to keep playing. They're both passed hands. West has king, queen of clubs, and the king of spades is 8. I think West, a robot might very well make a call at the 2 level as a passed hand with just that and no other cards. So we can't really even say that West has to have a red queen. And in fact, for his double, East ought to have most of the queens, right? So I think I'm going to play ace and then run the jack. God, what an idiot. Always wrong about everything. However, indeed, West does seem to have only a singleton spade. Because he's still not continuing spades. So I think what I can do is this. And never lose a second spade? Like, actually, I'm a genius idiot? Oh, I emphasize that. I'm a genius idiot? There you go. The heart! I can't even count? Oh my god. Did I really mess that up? I feel like I didn't, but apparently I did. On the second heart, East must have pitched a diamond and I missed it or something? I don't know. I could have drawn one more trump, couldn't I? Yeah, East played the Queen of Hearts on the first heart, didn't he? I don't know. And then I could have played the Jack and then the King. I'd be taking I'd be taking fewer roughs, but I think that would, yeah. I think I dropped an over trick there. Yeah, West did. Oh, no, I thought somebody had roughed already. East did play the queen on the second round, and I thought that was all the rounds there were. I somehow thought they only had 4 hearts because somebody had roughed once, but nobody roughed. West just won the queen of diamonds. Okay, this should be an awful score. Not only did I get the diamonds wrong, I forgot to draw a trump. I mean, I guess I did avoid losing a spade, though? Yeah, it just says make an overtrick by drawing trump, you big idiot. Woof. 16 boards is too many. I mean, I play longer sessions than this all the time, but I'm not usually going through all the mental effort of explaining everything I'm thinking. Sometimes I can just be lazy and, like, play something and I don't have to defend why I'm doing it. Recording and explaining it does make me more thorough. I'm also much faster than this at the table, of course. Okay, East doubled, and West is a passed hand, but voluntarily bid 2 clubs, and East raised to 3. So the clubs are definitely 4-4. East doubled a diamond, so is likely to have majors, as well as the 4 clubs. But maybe only 3 hearts. Oh, I'm very happy to see that. The main question in my mind was how to address the heart suit. I guess it is kind of a nuisance that you're drawing my trumps. So now I can't take as many club ruffs. So East has 3 hearts. Together with, we know, exactly 4 clubs. Probably East has at least one 4-card major, right? Which would give East 4, 3, 2, 4 distribution. In that case, I can't really set up the diamonds. I don't think. Well, actually, I have enough entries. I mean, I might have to lose one. I can't rough them all good, but I bet I could. Yeah, so let's just duck a diamond. Oh, of course, the 5th diamond, which I'm busy establishing, is getting pitched on a club. So yeah, if diamonds are 4-2, there's not a lot going on. What would be an alternative here? Is there like, I don't think there's any club diamond squeeze. Did West lead the Queen of Clubs at trick one, or was it a small one? It was small, right? I don't think my 7 of Clubs is an impactful threat, but I guess it could be. I don't think so. So I guess I just have to hope that the diamonds are splitting. And they're not. Not a big surprise. All right, so I'll lose a trick. What was the ending position there when I was making my decision? Here. Yeah, they both guard the 7 of Clubs, so there's no threat there. There's no diamond finesse. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing you can do. Don't pitch the ace of diamonds, it says. Good tip. East opens a heart in 3rd seat. And West can't even respond to that. So West is quite weak. Interesting. I'd like to end play East, but like with what? Okay. I guess there's probably some funny thing going on if East's clubs are quite good. Like if East has ace, queen, jack, 10 of clubs, he's going to be in trouble. Don't play the queen of hearts. That would be a big mistake. Hope that the spades come in? Okay, we're in business now. If I'm a good enough guesser. Because we can cash all the spades, coming down to 4 cards in each hand. I keep 2 hearts in both. In hand, I keep 2 kings. And in dummy... Wait, is that right? Yeah, I guess I have to pitch some stuff from dummy. I guess, and in dummy, I keep 2 diamonds? No, that doesn't make sense, does it? It does. Maybe. So what is East going to have? He has to have 2 hearts, or else I can just duck a heart, and then I can... Oh, well, that's not true, because East has the club winners. So maybe I have to keep Dummy's clubs together with the hearts. Pitch all the diamonds. But then, no, I need the ace of diamonds. No, I have the king? Is that important? Any of these, like... Huh. I mean, obviously I can cash several spades now without worrying too much about what I pitch, but I'm going to have to pitch a lot of things. So I want to know what I'm supposed to do. The eventual idea is to try to play a club which East has to win, and then have him be forced to play a red suit for me. But in order for that threat to be meaningful, I have to get him to come down to a stiff ace of clubs, right? And I don't think I can do that. Unless he also has the queen jack of diamonds. And I pitch all of Dummy's clubs, making my king the only relevant card. Because then he's going to have to keep 2 hearts and the ace of clubs and 2 diamonds to stop me from overtaking the king with the ace. He can't do all of that. Yeah, okay. I think I don't want Dummy's clubs after all. They're not doing anything. So I pitch 4 of those and 2 diamonds from Dummy. Then the 4-card end position is Dummy has 2 hearts and 2 diamonds. I have 2 hearts and 2 kings. East, if he has all of those cards that I'm hoping for, which is not impossible. I don't think I need East to have the queen jack 10 of clubs anymore. I just need the queen jack of diamonds, as well as the ace of clubs. He'll have to come down to 4 cards. If he doesn't keep 2 hearts, I duck a heart. If he doesn't keep the ace of clubs, I cash the club. If he doesn't keep 2 diamonds, I overtake the ace and cash the 10. Yeah, that all adds up. Okay, and I don't think there's really any other play. But I'm glad I worked it out ahead of time, because I thought I needed to keep Dummy's clubs, and in fact, they're the one thing I definitely have to get rid of. So, East has pitched a heart. We're going to have to pay a lot of attention to what East pitches. I don't really care about West. Maybe I should, because it would give me clues about what East might have or whatever, but East has pitched 2 hearts. 3 hearts. And they started with a heart, right? So East has played 4 hearts. So has either King X, or, well, King 10, or just the King remaining. I guess if West has the Jack... If West started with Jack 10 Doubleton of Hearts, the squeeze has already happened. But I suspect East actually had 6. West has just been pitching clubs non-stop. The heart! Okay, quick, before you make a mistake. If I played another spade now, I would be in trouble, maybe. The squeeze might work, but it might not. Like, East might be able to keep too many club winners, if in fact West does have a diamond on her. But I know now I can just duck a heart, lose a club, and then enjoy the last heart. Is there a reason to cash the diamond first? I don't think so. Yeah, okay. All right, claim. I don't think this squeeze was working. I think they should have stopped me because West has queen third of diamonds, a very important holding. And he wasn't pitching them. He was dutifully hanging on to them. Here, West gave up a heart too early. It's understandable because he doesn't know that I have a stiff king of diamonds. Get out of here. I'll look at that in a minute. And so he doesn't know what I should pitch, but I believe pitching this heart here gave me a trick I don't deserve. Yes, it has to be a diamond. Okay, well, I mean, that's another reason to run suits, right? Is put opponents under pressure. They might make a mistake. And if West had not pitched a heart here, let's say West pitches a club, and I don't know then what's happening in hearts. And I thought, in fact, West had a singleton heart. So East would have presumably pitched a diamond. And then I would have not quite known what to do. My plan at that point was to play King of Diamonds. But I guess since I haven't seen a diamond honor yet, I know that King to the Ace can't be succeeding. So I guess I would duck the heart. Yeah, I still would have gotten it right. And the fact that the clubs are wide open doesn't matter because the opponents have had to pitch so many of them. I would have been okay. All right, let's go see... where am I? Day 3. The order of these is outrageous. All right, 54. A fine result. Board 11. I remember some error. This isn't the one I was thinking of. But yes, here I roughed a heart. It was a disaster. Bad play. Where's the one I was thinking of where I... This one. I forgot how many hearts are in the deck, I guess. Or I guess I believed someone roughed when they had in fact followed suit. 13, a fantastic score for down 1. I thought it would be good. We'd well to make 5 here. Sure. Not a shock. 11 we already covered. That's the one where I was too eager to rough hearts. Board 9, I beat average for 60%, huh? I guess, yeah, if you never finesse against the Jack of Hearts, you'll be embarrassed. It's pretty clear you should, though, so most people did it. Board 8. Oh, yeah. I roughed high too many times and missed the cool avoidance play that would have made it okay to have roughed high too many times. Board 4 was a little above average for being willing to take the club finesse. I'm not sure. Board 3 is bad because I got the diamonds wrong. Sure. I could have guessed them right. I also, as it turns out, probably could have end played them, but it looked dangerous to end play them. So I guessed instead. Board 2. Actually, this is an interesting question. Let's oversimplify this hand and assume that every declarer took the same tricks I did outside of diamonds, and every declarer guessed in diamonds. What should I expect my match point result to be? 1/3, right? 33%? Because I get half a match point from half the field, who got the same results as me, and a full match point from the rest of the field. So that's half of a half, which is a... No, and 0 match points from the rest of the field, who got a better score than me. So 25%, not 33. So I don't know what the 30 is about. There are people who didn't take the heart fast or something? I don't know. Tried some end play and it didn't work. Board 2, slightly below average. What happened on this one? Oh, I got the clubs wrong. Yeah. What can you do? Board 1, 100% out of 70 tables. What is that about? What did I do here that was so smart? Oh, they let me get the last diamond. That was a missed defense, but I didn't think it was such a big deal. Yeah, West... I don't know why West would pitch here. It seems crazy. Huh. Well, I'm happy he did. My best result of the day. Hope you guys enjoyed. This is the third and final day, so we will not be coming back tomorrow with more Stars and Platinum individual. I'll just show up with some bridge whenever I feel like it, as I typically do. Who knows when that will next be. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.